going on, everybody? I'm Marcus,
I'm India.
and we back for another episode of the Allen Family Vlog podcast.
Another
Or
chit chat.
episode, another
Yeah,
chit chat,
episode two.
chit chat with the Allens. So last time we left off, I think we were going to start talking. Well, we're going to start talking about coronavirus, and basically how we're dealing with it, how we approach it,
The
what we think
quarantine
about
life.
it, the quarantine life, basically. But before we do that, we're gonna do some more openers,
The book of questions.
icebreakers.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do those first to get everything started, and then we'll get to it.
Okay, so this is from the book of questions by Gregory Stock. So I actually found the original one that has 200 questions. The last time we only had 11 questions. This time it's 200 questions. So 1 through 200. Pick a number.
17.
Really, Marco? Okay, 17. Would you be willing to become extremely ugly physically? Okay. Would you be willing to become extremely ugly physically if it meant you would live for 1,000 years at any physical age you chose?
Possibly if I'm ugly but I'm healthy, I'm fine with that. So if I could live 1,000 years healthy, no problems, and I'm just ugly, like that's it.
Like extremely ugly.
I
physically.
will. If it didn't hinder my self-esteem, and didn't want to like do harmful things to myself, then I would live for 1,000 years. Other than that, I don't see myself doing it. I don't see myself agreeing with it. Because I don't want to do anything that's going to hinder my happiness.
But my question is, first of all, what age would you pick? And second of
What age
all,
would I
why
pick
would you
to-
want to live for 1,000 years?
Hold on. What age would I pick as far as what?
It says you can
For me
live
to
for
start being
1,000
ugly?
years. No. It says, would you be willing to become extremely ugly physically if it meant you will live for 1,000 years at any physical age you chose? What
What
age would you pick, and why would you want to live for 1,000 years?
Well, I would pick 30. And that's like not super old, but it's not young either. So it's like kind of in the middle. It's like right with I feel like your prime years are. It's like in the prime of your prime years. So I would pick that, and for 1,000 years, I would only want to live 1,000 years to see my generations, my kids, all the way to 1,000 years from now. So it's that's all about family. That's the only reason I would want to be alive that long, to see my family succeed and grow and make more family, all that.
What do you think about the other side of it? Like, you will have to see people pass away?
Yeah, but that's a part of life, and I think my take on life passing, I think I can deal with it more than. I mean, I think I could deal with it enough to want to see life being brought into the earth. So.
Okay.
That was it?
Yeah, that's not. Let's see.
Okay.
I'm going to choose 63.
Really? Okay. Assume there were a technological breakthrough that would allow people to travel as easily and cheaply between continents as between nearby cities. Unfortunately,
What? Between continents and nearby cities?
you will be able to travel to continents as easily as you do cities.
Oh. Okay.
Unfortunately, there would also be 100,000 deaths a year from the device. Would you try to prevent its use? Like if it was something
That was fast and quick, I could get to Asia like I could get to Jackson.
Yes, but it was 100,000 deaths a year using it. Would you use it?
No, first of all, 100,000 deaths is not that big of a deal because I'm pretty sure more people die in car crashes, so we're still driving cars. But at the same time, I don't really care enough to travel, so I don't really care. I wouldn't really care, so no.
Okay.
Well, you get one more real quick. 1 to 200.
117.
Oh. Mm-mm. That's too deep.
What is the question?
Pick another one. Not today. It's too
I
far.
mean, why not? We picked the question, but we ain't supposed to skip. I'm gonna be brutally honest.
Okay. 117 says, have you ever considered suicide? What is so important to you that without it, life would not be worth living?
First of all, I've never, in the history of my life, thought about committing suicide. Um,
Oh, that's pretty
it's just a
heavy.
pretty deep question, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't. I love life. I love family. I just love life way too much to do that, and I love God way too much to do that. So I wouldn't take my life. Um, I don't think I could be that stressed or that depressed enough to take my own life. As bad as it could get, life could get bad. So I don't think I would do that. What's the second part?
What is so important to you that without it, life would not be worth living?
Well,
Like, what would make life not worth living?
I would say there are some things that'll make me say that, but it wouldn't make me think about committing suicide. Like losing y'all, of course, would make me probably the most depressed man on earth. But that's when I would have to lean solely upon God because without Him, I couldn't do it. And He is the one. Like He everything happens for a reason, and He put me in that situation for a reason. So I wouldn't do that. That's like to me that would be a disrespect to Him. So no, but y'all would be the reason.
27.
Let's see. If God appeared to you in a series of vivid and moving dreams and told you to leave everything behind, travel alone to the Red Sea, and become a fisherman, what would you do?
I would do it. Because obviously, I would be scared not to do it, honestly. If he didn't done all that and actually made himself known, like, I can't question that it was him, I would obviously do it because I feel like consequences would be worse if I didn't. And also, I know that more than likely it's just going to be a test because I don't see why I would have to leave my family for no reason. It may just be a test to see how obedient I am.
And the second part is, what if you were told to sacrifice your child? Wait a minute.
Jesus Christ!
All right, so we cutting the icebreaker short. We not getting into sacrificing kids and nothing like that. We gonna go back to the old icebreaker like we did last video because that's too serious. I don't even know why she picked that one.
This the same book.
Yeah, but
They just picked 11 out of here.
we're gonna go back to those the same 12 questions from last time. All right, on to on to other things.
Jeez Louise.
All right, pick up with
Oh.
quarantine. I think you wanted to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
You
So,
just wanted to talk. I got a question.
okay, so we are.
You got to tell them first.
Tell them what?
All right, so basically, last time she was she wanted to start talking about quarantine and how we are dealing with it, what are our thoughts about it, and things of that nature. But of course, we wanted to say that for this episode, so we're gonna start with her and basically just talk a little bit about how we feel about the quarantine process.
Okay, so obviously We're all dealing with the same thing right now. And if you're not dealing with the thing, you should. You at least heard about it. So we're pretty much staying in the house. I think if we didn't have her, we would still be following the rules, but we're really following the rules since we have a baby in the house. Um, at first, it was. I mean, it was pretty scary at first, cause I don't think we really understood the severity of it until school started shutting down and he didn't have to go back to work and he started working from home. Um, and then people started getting toilet paper and running out of water, and we couldn't get hand sanitizer and Lysol wipes and sprays and stuff. So I think that was when it finally registered that, okay, this is serious. What about you?
All right, my thoughts on quarantine or how I'm taking it. When it first happened, it was kind of like it wasn't real. So it was kind of like, all right, I know I'm probably gonna be going back to work in about a week or two.
Because it was during spring break.
Yeah, it was during spring break, but I was still expected to go back within like the next week or two. But starting off for me, I think the biggest shock, and this might sound crazy, but the biggest shock was when they started canceling like sports.
No.
So like
Yeah.
me as a
Sports
sports fanatic, like I love football, basketball, all that. I was tripping. Like I couldn't handle it. Like I would like I play fantasy football, fantasy basketball, and like I had like games. Like I was banking on like, all right, I'm finna win this week. Like I got games set up, people in lineup ready to go, and then all of a sudden it's just like it's gone. So I was just like, all right, I can do this. About day 4,
He was air hooping
I was
in the bed, laying down, air hooping.
I was
Air dribbling, air shooting.
I was envisioning myself like on the court, like I was trying to mentally have basketball games or football games in my head. I started watching old highlights. Like I'm to the point now. I think I've watched every every old game I think I've ever thought of in my life, from the '50s and up until now. Like I've seen everything, but over time it got a little easier. Um, I During that time I also realized that that wasn't important, and I started realizing like I have a family here. Like that's let me look at it from a different perspective instead of it just being what I don't have, what I'm missing, and focus on what I do have right in front of me. And once I started doing that, everything started getting easier. I started realizing that it wasn't that bad as far as being quarantined. Um, I actually enjoy it a whole bunch now. Wouldn't trade it for the world. So it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It gives us a lot of time to not only catch up and do more, like spend more time together, but also learn our daughter more. Like, well, for me, learn her more because I wasn't around her as much as Indipu was. So I think now it's helping me learn more about her and getting work done at the same time. So I'm not really missing a beat when it comes to providing for my family. So that's the for me that's the biggest lesson that I've learned from it, and I actually enjoy it. So
Did you want to touch on how, when you realized that you could work from home, how you were, like, how did you feel about when you realized you could work from home? Was that like, this is kind of cool? Or like,
when my boss first told me to go get my stuff, it was kind of a surreal thing. Like I was thinking she was just saying like you can go get your camera and just have your basic stuff at home. But when I got to work to get my stuff and I saw the little paper and everything to check out, check my stuff out, I was like, it's kind of real.
everything?
So I went and got my whole setup, computer setup, everything, brought it home, and I set it up. And I was just like, I can do this. Like this kind of cool. And then it's like, it's actually perfect. Like it's in the perfect spot if I was to have a setup like this, I would have it in that spot. Same functions. I'm able to be way more creative because I'm not, I'm actually at home. I'm super comfortable at home, so I can think better. I'm in a rebranding phase of my own thing, so I have more time to think about that. Um, I can do a lot more practicing since I'm at home with all type of stuff. So I'm learning more. I'm reteaching myself a lot of things that I wasn't fluent with, as fluent with as I should have been. So now I think it's perfect. I'm loving it. What about you?
I was pretty much staying at home in the first place anyway. So the biggest thing for me was finally having him here. Um,
Getting me acclimated with everything.
yeah, and also just having help in general. Because I don't feel like at first I had help. He would come here on lunch. That was good. But like if I had to pee, I would have to pull her playpen to the bathroom. Or what else?
All right, y'all. We back. We had to have a minor technical difficulty. We had to assess, but we're gonna let her finish what she was saying.
Okay, so basically, having Marcus home is so much better. I can go to the bathroom. I can cook in peace. I can take baths in peace. Um, we send him out for groceries. Anything we have to do outside of the house, Marcus goes by himself. We never leave the house. Period. Point blank. Um, what else is so much better about having him home? I normally would call him 25,000 times a day, and now I don't have to call him. He's right there. Um, we have really good conversations. We don't have a concept of what day it is, which is so much fun.
That's
Weeks
kind of
like
weird.
fly by. It's kind of weird, but it's
That's
fun.
weird. I'm not used to that.
But I think that this transition has been pretty easy for me because, like I said, I stay home anyway, and it's just everybody is on the same page. Like everybody is seeing what I do every single day, so I can see how it can drive somebody crazy because when I was pregnant and on bed rest with her, I was going crazy because I was used to going to work. Um, but I love it. It gives us time to hang out together. Um, we cook together. We watch movies. We watch series. What else do we do together?
Everything.
We do everything together. Like, I feel like they definitely, obviously, spend more time together, which is good because I spend all day 24/7 with her. So it's nice for me to finally have a break.
Cool. See, we got a new guest on the chit chat with the Allens. You gonna say hey? You gonna tell everybody say dad.
Say, Mama.
All right, we're gonna keep it going. But y'all, welcome our little baby Lonnie Pooh to the podcast. We're gonna get
Hurry
on.
up.
We're gonna start with the a question from my brother Larry Walker. Sent us a question in, so we're gonna discuss his question. His question is, how have y'all grown for the better as individuals since y'all have shared life together? You go ahead with that one. You can start off.
How have we grown as individuals since me and Marcus have been together? Whew. Marcus is definitely a dependable person, so I finally learned that I can depend on somebody. I don't have to do everything by myself, and he'll kind of tell me, you don't have to always be independent. Like, you can get some help, let me help you. So that's really sweet. Marcus also is not, like, he's not an anxious person, and I am. So whenever I'm, like, super anxious, he'll always be able to calm me down because he's, like, chill, level-headed. He can see the logistics of things, and like he just is like, whatever, we'll just deal with it when it happens. But we're not gonna stress right now, which is so true. So, and then a good thing, no matter how many times I'm freaking out, panicking, like I'll literally go in and out. One day I'm fine, the next day I'm freaking out, especially about this whole virus situation. One day I'm perfect, the next day I'm freaking out, like oh my gosh, and he never is like irritated with me. He'll still like talk me down. So that has really helped me with my anxiety, which was a big part of my life, which is a major part of my life. And also, um, I just don't have any problems out of Marcus. He's just perf. I don't have any issues. Anything that I don't like, we talk about, and it's not a character flaw. It's just something that happened. Um,
We all have disagreements. It's normal.
yeah, but nothing that lingers. I'm I'm not as stressed. Marcus takes a lot of my stress away. He doesn't let me like do unnecessary things. He'll take whatever I need to do off my shoulders if he could. Like he lightens my load, definitely. Um, I literally can be sitting at home. I only have 2 things to do. He'll like have 12 things to do, and he'll just be like, "I'll do them." So sweet. He just gives, and asks for nothing in return. Such a sweetie, which makes me want to do things for him. So sweet. How could you be so sweet like this and not want nothing in return? Amazing. What else? I just don't like. I used to when I used to talk to all these guys. I always used to like have self-esteem issues and am I doing enough? Like why don't they like this? Um, um, what am I doing wrong? I was always doubting myself. I never doubt myself. I never doubted myself at all. Our whole relationship. Like he always make sure I know like where we stand. Um, it's just perf. Like I don't have anything negative to say. Marcus is definitely transforming into a more mature version of myself. I'm always wanting to be like this, but I never was able to fully reach my potential because I was bogged down by foolishness. But Marcus is what you see is what you get. Super sweet. He don't it's just I could just go on and on. It's a different episode. You tell yourself.
So basically,
Don't make me cry now.
how I've grown since we've been sharing life together, I think first, the main thing is I'm more of a caring person. Like my whole adult life, I've just been this super careless, like it is what it is type guy. Like if something bad happened, it's just like, oh well. Or if it came to a situation where I was like personally dealing with somebody and it didn't work, I wouldn't never let down. Like it was just like his life, whatever. So I think I never really attached myself fully to somebody before. So now I think that I've done that. It's allowed me to be more emotional, something that I never was. Like I'm not an emotional person at all. Now I'm emotional. But
I
uh
thought you was crying.
but nah, it's I think I've grown as a man now more than I thought I was before. Just from all the mistakes, all the lessons that I've learned throughout the years. I think that's helped me a lot. Um, I'm living my dream right now, like seriously. Like I always wanted to be a provider, take care of my family, and that's what I'm doing now. Um, I
Let's
just
talk about that.
I just love
Sorry.
him.
I know, right?
Just cut me off.
Sorry, not to cut you off, but I do. But okay, that's the thing. Okay, let's talk about how we saw a Facebook thing today. This is relevant. We saw a Facebook thing today. Basically, the man was saying that he is a provider. His wife has never paid bills. Their whole relationship and set the standard for his daughter. So when they go out, okay. So when they go out in the world and they find a partner, their man, they can expect the same thing from their significant other. Okay. Just to be clear, we have that relationship, but my dream my entire life was to be a mom, and I wanted the stay-at-home mom life, stay-at-home wife life. Marcus always gave me that option. I used to work all week at Mac. When we were dating, when we first got married, I did all that stuff, but this was always the end goal for me to stay home. If I pick up something, work from home, then that's that. But my goal for my family is to stay at home, watch my daughter grow up, be there 24/7, be here when he gets home from lunch, be here when he gets off. And then on the weekends, we go out, have fun as a family. That's my little outing. And Marcus has always wanted to be the breadwinner. He's always wanted to provide. That's his thing. So it works for us. And I feel like that comes with me being willing to take a step back and let him lead our family, because I trust him to lead our family. He won't make a decision that'll send us down the wrong path. And if we do go down the wrong path, it just happened. He didn't, I know that he didn't intend on it to be that way. So it's okay. Yeah, and I just really, my number one thing is being a wife and being a mama. Like, that's my whole life goal. So.
Here's the mama part.
What's wrong, Mama? I don't want to have people, like, she went to daycare. It was good for what I needed it for, but I missed her the whole time I was at work, and I just don't feel like it's worth it to be away from my child so much to go to work. It's just not worth it to me. So, yeah, there's it. And it's okay.
Mommy mode kicked in.
It's okay, Poo-Poo. We're almost done. It's all right.
All right, sorry, y'all. She had to feed the baby real quick, but we back. I was just talking about my
your take on you being a provider.
Oh yeah, so it was a guy on Facebook that was getting a lot of backlash on him telling his wife that she didn't have to work or pay bills. So a lot of people just bashing him about it, saying like he shouldn't tell her not to work, blah blah blah, whatever the case is.
He didn't tell her not to work. He just said that she's never paid a bill their entire marriage.
Yeah.
And
so,
that set the standard for his daughters, and when they are looking for a husband.
Yeah. So I personally don't think it's a problem with that. Especially with following the Bible. It tells you in the Bible that a woman should be submissive to her man. So I think in our case we both try to live by God's rules. So, and then I was always raised on those, raised like that too. But that was always my dream, to be a provider. I always want to provide for my family. I don't want them to have to worry about anything, stress about anything. Let me handle all that. Y'all just do what y'all got to do, whatever. But
let's be clear. It's not submissive in a bad way. Submissive meaning I'm willing to let him take the lead, and I'm okay with staying at home and doing what I need to do around the house. That's what I want to do. And also, it's not like if I wanted to get a job today, he would be 100% against it.
Yeah,
no.
it's basically
I prefer this.
It's basically our agreement that we live this way. And she still do stuff anyway, just to because she want to do it.
Yeah.
That generates income and whatnot. But I'm not gonna make her work a 9 to 5 if she don't have to.
Right.
Now, if we get into a bind to where we need 2 checks, then of course she would definitely step up.
Yeah.
And get a job or whatever the case may be. But I think now that we're financially able for her not to work and take care of the baby, especially in her first year. I think that's just the best thing for right now. And my goal anyway is to make it to where if she don't want to work, she don't have to work. And I want my daughter to grow up when she gets to the point where she's starting to date and look for male guys or whatever. Not thinking about that, but I want her to be able to have a standard that's so high that only certain people can reach it. Like, I don't want her standard to be down here to where she's settling for anything. She's going for any type of guy that's doing any type of thing for her. Like, she needs to have. I want her to have. I ain't gonna say what she needs to have, but I want her to have a high standard so she'll know what to. She'll know what to expect from a man. She'll know how she want to be treated. How she should be treated. She'll have all of that. She'll know all of that once she get old enough. But That's my whole thing is being a role model to her. Like I want her to see how a man should treat a woman, how a man should take care of his household, all of that. So when it gets to the point where she has to make that decision, she'll definitely have that foundation set. So that was my biggest thing on it. Like I would love for that, especially with me already wanting to be a provider, and it's definitely following God's word, and that's what we try to do.
Right, and we're not saying that obviously when you get married, you start off, okay, you stay at home. No, but I'm just saying that at some point, I feel like that's really any couple's end goal.
And I honestly don't even necessarily think it's about the wife not working. I just think it's just a submissive role as far as knowing that the man is the protector, is the leader of the house. Now he not gonna treat her any different as far as what she can and can't do. It's just the fact that he is appointed by God to lead them to a better life, and that's what I think it is. So I don't think it's really about the job thing, but if it works for you and that's what you want to do, it's not a problem at all. It shouldn't be a problem. Nobody should backlash you because your wife don't want to work or she don't want to do certain things, especially if she has the option. So.
And as a wife, I think it's cute to see your husband, like, you know, being a man. Like, that's cute. Like, I've always wanted a manly man. Like, my stepdaddy was the same way. My mama, obviously, she worked whenever she wanted to. But if she didn't want to, he paid all the bills, period, no matter what. Whether she worked or not. And it wasn't an issue. So I just saw that growing up, and that's what I wanted. Yeah. But next time we are going to touch on the 5 love languages. We've already taken the test, but we're going to take it again to refresh and go through everything and how we use those love languages in our relationship because they actually really do help.
Yeah, somebody's getting a little tired, so yeah. We're going to cut this video short for now, but we will definitely be back. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook name. Instagram.
India J. Allen, Facebook. And my Instagram is India Jones Allen.
And my Facebook is Marcus Allen. And my Instagram, don't judge me, it still needs to be changed. But it's, it's Mark the Kid FNL. It'll be in the
Mark the Kid _FNL.
_FNL. It'll be in the description below. Also, it'll be popping up across the screen. You might see it right now. But as well as our YouTube channel, the Allen Family. Subscribe to us on there. But I think as of right now, we about to cut it short. Baby girls ready to start winding down for the day.
Alani has an Instagram too. Alani.love.allen.
Oh yeah, make sure y'all follow Alani. Alani Pooh. That's my name for her.
Okay, say bye.
Tell the camera bye.
Bye.
She might not say it right now, but we'll catch y'all next time. See y'all soon. Bye.